Hi there, my name is Rachel, and today I have a Christmas coloring book collection to go through, which is going to be a lot of Christmas books that were released this year, but it's also going to be all of the Christmas books that I have in my collection that go back in past years as well. I wanted to get this video early enough that people could still order Christmas books if you see one that you like. But actually one of the reasons I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible is just to give people a heads up that there will be a Coloring Book Cafe, their 5-day coloring challenge. They're going to have a Christmas coloring contest. I will have the information for you in the description of this video and the sign up link. They've only put out a couple of these coloring book challenges this year. They had done some early in the year, and then they hadn't done any throughout the summer and the fall. So I was really happy to see that they have announced another coloring competition. Now, it looks like this coloring competition does not have a fee. The previous ones had a fee, and then you got a full 100-page book download. This one looks like it's free to enter, and you get a 10-page Christmas coloring book download that includes some of the pages from their newest Christmas releases, a lot of which I have here. I don't know which specific pages they are, but if you want to go and register, you'll get that 10-page free, so you can take a look at what you get there. The nice thing about their 5-day coloring challenge is that they have 3 prizes. So there's a first place, second place, and third place prize. Looks like the prizes they're offering for this Christmas coloring competition is a botanical set of Castle Arts colored pencils. There's also the Black Widow set of Black Widow colored pencils. And then the third place prize looks like it is a skin tone set of Black Widow pencils. So if you would like a chance to win a set of pencils for the Christmas season and you're in the mood to color some Christmas pages, it's a great idea to check out their 5-day coloring challenge. Now that starts on the 13th of December, so you still have some time to sign up for that. And then, as it's a 5-day challenge, you usually have from the 13th through the 18th to do your submissions. Then there's a voting process, and they will then announce the winners sometime, I assume, before Christmas hits. But I just wanted to make sure that I got this video out in time for people to sign up for that. I really appreciate when a company goes out of their way to do a coloring competition. I think that's a great way of promoting people working on their coloring skills, getting their work out there. I think it really helps to push artists to do their best job. I think that the coloring competitions are one of the best things that the communities have just to help people in their coloring journey. So I don't know a lot of the different companies that put out coloring competitions, but Coloring Book Cafe does regularly do some, and this is one that is open to the whole public, not just their members. So I want to get that information out for you right away. Okay, so let me get into my Christmas coloring book collection, and I'm going to start with Coloring Book Cafe's Cozy Christmas. This actually, I think they changed the title. I got this book when it was first released, and they'd already changed the cover to, I think it's called A Cozy Christmas now. It's the same cover, but this is going to be one of the books that they have some of the pictures from for their Christmas competition. This is also, when I've looked through all of the Christmas books I own, this is probably my most favorite Christmas coloring book. I just love all these very detailed Christmas setups, Christmas scenes. I love the warm, cozy fireplace scenes. They have a lot of under the tree settings. So this, I think, has become my favorite Christmas coloring book of all of the ones I've collected so far. I had planned actually in coloring in this. I'd gotten this one as early as it had come out, and I've just been so busy, I don't think that I will have a chance to get to actually color any of these pictures this year, or at least not before Christmas. I may, just because I like them, and some of them are very wintry, I may get to this one after the Christmas season, but I don't think I'll have time to actually color any Christmas coloring books this year, just because my December is really so busy at this point. But this one was one of the most recent, newest releases that Color Book Cafe put out for their Christmas books. Another one that came out this year was called Christmas Vibes. This is a lot like Christmas decorations, Christmas scenes. The Vibes books that they've been putting out have a lot of the lettering in them. I know some people aren't as big on the lettering, but these are like simple pictures. They're easy to kind of color a little bit at a time. Really cute. I like the style of this book a lot. So just some really cute, kind of simple Christmas decorations. They also came out with one called Christmas Decorations. These are another collection of Christmas decorations. These are slightly different details. These don't have the words in them, but all sorts of cute little Christmas themes and decorations to color in. Again, these are some of the more, a little bit simpler pictures, so you don't have to, like, spend forever doing a big scene. But some really nice books that they've come out with this year. They also came out with this cute one. This one's a new release from this year as well. These ones are very cutesy pictures. A little bit more of a cartoony style, but really sweet Christmas scenes, winter scenes. I really like this book. Just have some of the sweetest little pictures in here. So this was one of the ones they released this year. I love this little squirrel picture here. But just some really cute, really sweet pictures they have in this book. So if you like more of the cartoony, less realistic style, Comic Book Cafe does a lot of the very realistic style, which is one of my favorite things about Comic Book Cafe. But they also do some that are a little bit more on the simplified looks. They also came out with a Christmas Patterns book. This one, if you really like to do those Christmas patterny kind of scenes, some really great pages. So they came out with quite a few of these Christmas books this year. So depending on what you like, if you like the realistic ones, they come out with realistic ones. If you like the whimsical, cartoony ones, they come out with those. And if you just like some of the simple pattern ones, they've also come out with that one. This one is a new release, 100 pages for this year. However, all 4 of the books, when they do the 100 pages, they're always 4-in-1 books. This one, all 4 of the books are from previous years. Now, this one also, I want to say they've changed the title. So it's the same look. It's still the 100 pages, but I want to say it's something like A Joyful Christmas now. Again, I ordered this one as soon as I came across it, and then they changed the title. By the time I had looked, again for them. This one is a lot more of the collection of their very realistic pictures. That's one of the reasons I like this one. So it's got very realistic people. Again, they're people celebrating and enjoying the Christmas holidays. A lot of outdoor scenes, and I love the little baking and the cocoa and the cider scenes. They have a lot of those in this book as well. So this one is, again, they're full pictures, so they do have decorations and Christmas setups like some of the other ones, but these are the full page, very realistic looking. So that's a really nice book. And I always love the compilation books. I get a lot of the compilation books because I kind of like having these really thick, nice books. They're really nice to just kind of take. Like if I go on a trip somewhere, I would take a book like this, so that I have a lot of different pictures to pick from, and they're just nice books to color in. Beautiful Christmas is one of these. Are now some of their past year ones. The other ones were ones that came out this year. Beautiful Christmas. I think actually some of the pages from this book are in the one I just showed you. Because yeah, this is again, they're more realistic styled Christmas scenes. Just love these pictures that they have. They're very detailed and busy, and it's kind of nice. I like to kind of focus on one little thing at a time, and if it takes me forever to finish a page, it does. I don't mind that. I think I prefer the scenes that have a lot more of the little details because I can focus on one little area. The ones that have the larger spaces, I have to kind of plan, and I like to kind of just let the mood kind of take me when I'm coloring. So I really like these with these little detailed scenes. Really wonderful book. So that one was A Beautiful Christmas. And then these ones, I believe these were the ones from last year that were released, because they've had some that were released a few years ago, and then some that were from last year and some that were from this year. This one I think was a last year's release. Their Merry Christmas one. As you can see, it's another one of their collections. Again, a lot more of the realistic looking people. This is a slightly stylized one, so it's realistic, but a slightly different style than the previous book I just showed you. So, just have loads and loads of these pictures. I would love to just sit and color all these pictures, but I end up not having a lot of time to color it, I find. Now this was a compilation book, 100 pages, that they had put out last year. This one has a lot of their some of them are realistic, but these are a lot more stylized, cutesy stylized maybe. They have, as it's 4 different books, there's a book that is these very nice like decorations, very cutesy styles. I really like the styles with the cutesy pictures. And then they have the next book in there is one that is all Santa's elves. So these are much more cartoony little elves. They're kind of like caricatures, doing just all sorts of fun little outside activities. It's kind of like what Santa's elves do on their off time, I guess, along that line. Also, some really cute. I love this little picture with the animals watching in the night sky. And then the other books that were in here, there's a gingerbread one. So loads of little gingerbread setups, gingerbread houses, gingerbread caravan. They have all sorts of cute little gingerbread pictures in there. And then the last one I really like, the last book that they included in here, because it looked to me very vintage. Like this looks like a vintage Christmas card cover. A lot of these look like they could have been Christmas cards from, you know, like the 1800s that you just kind of color the pictures in. So really nice style. I really like the style of this book in particular, and I love like I said, I love these compilation books where they put a bunch of their books together. And this one, actually, these last 2 books that I have are the ones that are in that. This is the vintage Christmas one. It's called Little Christmas Town. This one came out last year. Really wonderful pictures in here. And this was the other book that was included, which was Christmas Scenes, and this is all of those just cute little decorations, cute little animals, and little setups. Really kind of sweet, really sweet little characters. So I like that they have so many different styles for all of their books. It really kind of lets you kind of choose what style you like. Now, I like a variety of styles, which is why I end up getting so many. But I like all of the different styles that they do. The very realistic, the more realistic, but getting a little bit more stylized, and then the cutesier styles too. So one of my other favorite Christmas books this year was this one by Ava Browne, their Country Christmas. This one came out just this year. I really like, again, these are those very detailed, really awesome looking Christmassy scenes. So I just love these style of books. So this one is my other favorite book for the ones that came out this year especially. Really nice pictures, very detailed. Ava Browne also came out with the Christmas Scenes coloring books. Now, the Ava Browne books do have 2 copies. Or these ones, as you can see, are bolder images, a little bit more cartoony in style, but still lots of details, lots of little Christmas scenes, Christmas presents, Christmas setups. So, I always love doorway. I love the doorway pictures. So that is another really cute, detailed Christmas book. And then this one was a very kind of a silly one, Christmas Doodles. It's very kawaii looking. You know, the big eyes, everything is you know, personified. So a little bit on the sillier side, but lots of cute little pictures. And again, they always come with the 2 sets in the Ava Browne books. So that was Ava Browne. This was a new release for this year from Tatiana, Bogema, Stolova. However, I believe that this has 3 of her Christmas books. Christmas Town, Nice Little Christmas Townlet, Nice Little Christmas Town, and Santa's Village. It does say it has 5 new pictures inside, but all of these books came out previous years, and this is one of her compilation books. She's come out with a couple of different compilations of her past books this year. So there's just all sorts of pictures in here. She does the little village pictures, so it's oftentimes outside little front setups, or in here like an interior. This looks like some kind of a bakery, Christmas bakery. But this is going to have three different books included in it. Here's her nice little town with the little mice people. So lots, and some of her nice little town series have a grayscale to them. Not all of them do. So, but this is just a complete compilation of her 3 previously released Christmas coloring books here. This was a new release this year from, I want to say it's Mayu. I don't actually watch her, so I haven't seen, but she does these really beautiful anime, kawaii style girls, and so this one is just full of these. She's got a really beautiful style of anime cartoon kind of characters. So these are obviously all Christmas themed. So whether it's Christmas decorations or just, you know, little Christmas accents in there. So this was a pretty nice book that she came out with. So that's a nice thick book for that one. I have a couple of Kameliya Angelkova's books. This is her Christmas one that she released this year. She has a couple different series. She has her miniature series, she has her mandala series, and then she has her like 50 picture series where she has like dragons and unicorns and stuff. So this one she came out with 50 Christmas elves. So these are her. She has a very stylized look to her people, and her animals and stuff kind of always have the same eye type. And she's got a very nice, it's big bold pictures, really cute. She does a lot of things with animals. I love her little animal books. And these one obviously are the Santa's elves, but a lot of big bold pictures. So that one is a brand new release for this year as well. And this was her previous years. I think this one might even go back 2 years. This one's a really small little, it's her Christmas mandalas. Really nice details. I like that she oftentimes has a central image in her mandalas, and then designs and images on the outside rather than just the patterns. I really like her style of doing mandalas. Probably best of all the mandala books that I end up getting. So there was that Christmas one. This book is by Hannah Lynn. Now this is not a new release. She's had this one out for a while now, but she has some of these beautiful girls. It's really fun to do these, coloring these girl pictures. I think most of her books feature these girls and then whatever themes that go with them. This one obviously happens to be Christmas. She does do 2 images. You get 2 copies back to back. I kind of like that design to some of the other ones where you have a full set and a full set, because then if you want to do a real contrast between the pictures, you can just flip and maybe do, you know, a day scene or a night scene or something along those lines. But she just has some of these really beautiful, again, it's a very stylized, cartoony look, but really nice to color in these girls. And then these are the Christmas Coloring Heaven magazines I have, and one of the reasons is I think she's got characters in both of these Christmas books. And these ones, the Coloring Heaven magazine either will feature a whole magazine on a specific artist, or they'll feature a whole magazine on a specific theme with a lot of different artists. So this magazine has several artists that all have Christmas pictures in them. This was last year's Christmas magazine. This is this year's Christmas magazine. So you've got the Hannah Lynn ones. Jen Katz. Those are some very, very cute little characters that she has with her Jen Katz ones. Then this one is Leeringless art. Very picturesque style. I like these little cute foxes. I think my favorite one in this book was the Ruth Sanderson. This is a work in progress. I started last year and never finished. This was when I finished. But Ruth Sanderson did storybooks that I used to read as a child, and I love her artwork. So I was really happy when this one had her artwork in it, and I love these little mice characters especially. She does just the cutest little mice characters. So I like this. Like I said, this was last year's Christmas one. I think this one was one of my favorite ones. And then you have Mariola Budek. She does a grayscale, so these are really, really cute pictures in this one. This is this year's Christmas one that came out only a month or two ago. They try and get them out early enough. And you have Micah Jelena does a few in here. Zoe Sadler. These are very silly. But I just love that these Coloring Heaven Christmas ones have just a collection of all sorts of different. So you don't get just the same picture of the same picture of the same picture. You get such a style that you can really just kind of pick through what you're in the mood for. This is one that I did this year early. A long time ago now, because it was back, I think, in October, and I've been busy since then, so I probably won't be doing any more Christmas colorings until after Christmas at this point. But again, just lots and lots of different styles. There's the Hannah Lynn pictures. And we also have Jenny Cook, who I want to say she is actually one of the editors for this magazine, and she does her pictures in some of these as well. So that was this year's Coloring Heaven Christmas special. And here I have my Jade Summer Christmas ones. Now they came out with 2 Christmas ones this year. These books are now available on Lulu. They are no longer available on Amazon. There was a big Amazon snafu that kind of happened earlier, just in November, because these books all came from Amazon. I haven't ordered any from Lulu, and I happened to get this one, which was their latest release, right before Amazon took all of Jade Summer's books off of their store pages. So this one was just these beautiful, cute. They're very large. These are the kind of ones that you can kind of sit down and just do a page in an afternoon, or you can do a couple pages depending on how quickly you color. They have a light grayscale to them, so they work really well with markers. Especially the grayscales work, I think, best with markers than the more opaque mediums like colored pencils and gel pens. But it's a real light grayscale, so if you want to just kind of do your own shading, you've got that option too. But these are some really nice, big, bold pictures. Especially great for people who have sight problems. They've got really dark, nice, bold, crisp lines, so you can easily color in what you need to. And they also came out with their Easy Christmas coloring book. It came out a little bit before the other one. Again, it's a different art. They have 2 artists, and this is a different artist than the other one, but it's still a very similar style with a really bold. This one's a little bit maybe more sketchbooky. It has a little bit of more of a sketchy line to it, but still really bold, crisp, pictures. Just a hint of a grayscale in there. Actually, I think, sorry, but all of these go the long way, and then the other half of the book all goes the short way or tall way. So they have lots of different pictures. Again, really great for people, especially who I think have sight problems and need a large image to really, see and help them color in. Also really great for markers. So those 2 are the 2 new Christmas releases from this year. And then they had some Christmas releases from previous years. Now this is a compilation, and this one, the compilation book came out last year, but I want to say the 3 books included were from previous years, so these kind of go back. And for these, they're very pattern heavy, but they do have pictures in them too. And I want to say there's some slightly different styles within the pictures, so I don't know if they're different artists or exactly how that works, but there's quite a few pictures in here. These have the nice bold lines, but they're also a little bit more detailed. I would kind of say that they're kind of in between the Coloring Book Cafe kind of details and some of the more large print, but still, lots of cute little images. One of their books, I think, did have lighter lines, or some of their pictures had lighter lines, because I've noticed a little bit of a difference in the styles of these pictures. But plenty of pictures to choose from, plenty of styles. If you like to have a lot of different styles and don't want to focus on just one kind, it's nice to get these compilation books where you've got a lot of different pictures, so you can pick kind of what you're in the mood for at the time. So lots of patterns, but also pictures. They range from a little bit more cartoony to a little bit more traditional pictures. So lots of pictures in that book. This one is also a much older Christmas book. This one they're more realistic pictures. Some of these pictures at the end are examples from other books, but this is their more realistic. You can see very realistic looking people, much more like the Christmas scenes. So families having Christmas winter fun together. So really nice book. And I want to say that this one is one that has the double images, because a lot of the earlier Jade Summers had double images, and now they've moved, yeah, here. They do have double images, and now they've moved more to having all unique images in their books. So, but this is an older Christmas one of theirs. And last year they had done a bunch of their chibi and kawaii character books, and so they came out with a chibi and a kawaii Christmas each. So these ones, I really like. They do really nice kawaii style girls. So big, beautiful girls, and then they're Christmas themes, but it really is a focus on the girls in the pictures. So. And I want to say these ones are also the double image ones too. So you get 2 copies of every picture to color, but just a nice selection of the more kawaii style or anime style characters. It's because some people like to do really realistic people, and some people like to do the more stylized people, just depending. So that's Kawaii Christmas. And then they have their Chibi Christmas, which is the super deformed with the big bobble heads. So they're much more whimsical, much more silly in nature. Still very detailed. These are very detailed pictures. And then all the girls are in that chibi style. So really cute, fun little book, and you get the double images as well. So that was my Jade Summer collection of Christmas books. Now, I really like Coco, and I want to say this is the only Christmas book of theirs I have. They may have some from last year. This one was their newest release. Another Chibi Girls. I actually got a number of Chibi Girls. I don't do a lot of the Chibis all the time. I do like the style. And I tend to do these more when I'm doing color-alongs with my daughters, because they really like the chibi. And I haven't done any in any of the Christmas books yet as color-alongs with my daughters. So, but as you can see, I like it when oftentimes they do the chibis, they don't color in the eyes all dark, because that allows you to really get in there and do the kind of depth and shading that you oftentimes get in the more anime or manga style look. So I like that they have the big bold eyes, but you can still kind of do your own detailing with those. But they have really nice crisp chibi characters. I really like the Coco chibi artist. So that is their Chibi Girls Christmas. And then we have April Amber. This one she just put out this year. She has some past chibi books, a lot of chibi girls. I think she had Chibi Halloween one from last year, but this one was her new, I want to say this was a new release this year of Chibi Girls Christmas. So again, slightly different style from the Coco artist, but still really cute. Full images. It's more than just the girls. It's got the full pictures in there. And I want to say that there's 2 copies of these pictures in her books as well. So, if you like chibi as opposed to the more realistic, then there's plenty of these nice chibi books out there. So there's plenty of variety and options for people who have different tastes when it comes to Christmas style books. So yeah, she does do two pictures in each of her books. Now I have Damita Victoria. Now this is a brand new release this year, which is her, she calls it Jolly Winter. And this one, it's kind of like a chibi as well. Now depending on the books you get, sometimes the Damita Victoria books have one set of the slightly shaded grayscale and one set of the line art. This one might just be all grayscale ones, 2 copies of there. They do 2 copies as well, but it looks like they might be all grayscale in this one. But again, very chibi characters. As you can see, it's a different style of chibi, so if you have a particular style you like, you can kind of look through the different books that people offer and find the artist that you like the chibi style of. And again, the grayscale books work really well with the markers because it can help you get that subtle shading without actually having to overlap your markers. The grayscale doesn't usually show up with a lot of colored pencil unless you kind of go over it with your own colors. So it's just a style difference. So that was their Damita Victoria's Jolly Winter. Also came out with a Christmas Patterns. This is a brand new release as well. This one just came out. I think there are some past Christmas ones. I didn't get any of the past Christmas ones from Damita Victoria before, so I just got some of their newer ones this year. But again, I like that the different companies offer different styles. This is closer to the realistic, but also a more cartoony stylized version. So completely different style from their Jolly Winter one. So if you like a particular company, you can get a couple of their books and they'll be in different styles. I love this cookie compilation picture here. So that is a new release from Damita Victoria. And then my last 2 Christmas books are older books. I'm not even sure how old they are. These are both Creative Heaven. I want to say Creative Heaven probably came out with a Christmas one this year. I didn't pick up any of theirs. I only pick up a couple. I tend to get the Teresa Goodridge ones. This one is an Angela Porter. This was more of the Entangled Christmas, so it's Christmas Patterns. I do like that they oftentimes have those colored in picture examples inside the cover of their book. They kind of give you inspiration other than just the front cover. They give you 3 different examples that can kind of, you can be like, oh, that looks cool, I want to try that out. So this is Angela Porter, Creative Haven's Entangled Christmas, and again, this is not a new release, but still really cute pattern book of really busy, almost like the Zendoodle type of pattern. So if you are more of a mandala or pattern person, this is probably right up your alley then. And again, I don't do a lot of the color by numbers, but it's kind of fun to do the color by numbers, and I always try and do extra shading in mine. I haven't actually colored any pictures. This one is George Tofexis, and I don't know how to say his last name. But he does all of their color by number books as far as I know. And then for this one, they do have kind of just a real quick glimpse of what all the finished pages will be. That way, if you're going to do the picture, you can kind of see the color scheme, and if you say, oh, I don't want as bright a blue sky, you can kind of adjust for that when you do the colors. He does have the color guide on this side of the book, and then his books are very detailed. So if you like to do color by numbers, for this one, they have the very, very tiny numbers, very tiny spaces, and it's a light gray so that when you finish coloring it, it doesn't kind of overpower the book. But if you have like trouble seeing, or you just don't want to like hunt through, these ones can be an issue. The one thing I don't care for in these books is that they don't give you a number guide for the specific page, which means before I do any of these pictures, I have to hunt ahead of time, write down all the numbers I can find, and then go through the chart to get the numbers, probably look up what the final picture is going to look like before I can even start. Whereas I prefer if they just said, you know, you're going to use, you know, 20 and 9 and 23, because you don't use the whole chart for any of the pictures. So the one thing I would like is if they would give you the key ahead of time, so you don't have to like pre-prep your page by hunting through the whole thing. But these are very detailed. So if you like, it's almost like a puzzle. If you like the, you know, the really detailed pictures, tiny little numbers, it becomes kind of like a color puzzle to do. But if you prefer the very large square, large space color by numbers with big bold numbers, this will not be your style of book at all. But really cute pictures in here. It's just that prep work of finding all the colors before you even start, and figuring out what you're going to even need. Okay, so as you can see, I have quite a collection of Christmas coloring books. I will also be doing a winter. My favorite seasons are autumn and winter, so the majority of my collection is autumn and winter scenes, and then I do have a smattering of the summer scenes and things like that. But I wanted to get a Christmas collection out there because maybe you haven't seen a new release that has just come out this year that you'd be interested in, or maybe you just have missed one that came out in years past and you never had the opportunity to see it. And so that's why, even though I'm featuring like all the coloring books I have in this particular category, just in case you're like, oh hey, I didn't know that person had even come out with a Christmas book, to look for them. Now, a lot of the books I get, as you can tell, are the Amazon books. I like to kind of promote those, the lesser known artists or the lesser known companies that aren't quite as big, that they've got books just sitting on the shelves in some of the bookstores, and things like that. I also find that I kind of like to shop a little bit more budget, although I've gotten way too many coloring books this year. I admit that I'm going to have to cut way down on any new acquisitions for the next year completely. But I like that these are all very value-priced books, especially some of the companies like Coloring Book Cafe and Ava Browne. If you can catch a new release book right when it comes out, you can oftentimes get them for not quite half off, but several dollars off the book. So I do like to kind of hunt for those new releases, because then I can catch those books early. And again, these are very budget price books, even at the full price, especially the ones that have like the double images. I like the idea of the ones that have double images. You get a lot more pictures for the same price as you get some of the other coloring books. I do appreciate the artists that put out their own books, but those end up getting very expensive, and I don't tend to shop on things like Etsy, because on top of the book that you're buying, and I do think that they are worth it, but you also have to pay large shipping, so it can oftentimes be over $50 for one coloring book, whereas I can get a lot of these coloring books between between $5 and $8. But there are a lot of up-and-coming artists or individual artists that go through the Amazon, and I kind of like to support those artists, because, you know, they're some of those companies that you just don't find out in the world other places, and may not be as well known. So I kind of the point of my doing these videos is to get some of those lesser known artists out there, or to get some of those lesser known books out there that maybe you don't see when you go shopping in Barnes and Noble or some other kind of a book offered place. It is hard, and one of the reasons I also like to do this is it's hard to wade through Amazon's coloring books if you don't have specific artists that you know, because there's a lot of fake coloring books that get put out where the images are stolen and the companies are they just pop up, they put out a couple of poor quality stolen images, and then they pop back out, and so there's so many books to wade through. So I kind of like to go through and show people the legitimate books that I find, so that when they go, they can look up a specific book, a specific title. So that's one of the reasons why I like to do these videos, even on some of the older books, because you don't always know what's out there. And like I said, if you just look up coloring books on Amazon, you get so many junk ones and fake ones, and it's really unfortunate. So I will be doing a winter book video that is not Christmas ones related. That one will come later. My December is really filled up for time, so I may not get that out till after Christmas. I may get that out before Christmas. And then I'd also like to do kind of an end of the year one of a lot of the new releases that I've put out this year that I have not yet featured in a collection video or a coloring book haul, because there were so many unique coloring books that I found this year. And I wasn't able to do my flip throughs as I got them in. So I'm going to do another 2021 coloring book haul, and then for 2022 I'm really going to cut down on the number of new books that I end up purchasing. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you maybe found a coloring book you had never seen before that you are interested in getting, or if nothing else, you just enjoy looking at all the variety of Christmas coloring books that are out there. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.